The clash between Jai Herbert and Francisco Trinaldo is added for Abu Dhabi on July 25th, and let us put on a brief analysis. Francisco Trinaldo, the Brazilian mixed martial artist, out of Brasilia, Distrito Federal, Brazil. He's black belt in kickboxing, brown belt in BJJ, riding on score 25 wins, 7 losses. Well, I like to call him good punch exchanger, really good stand-up fighter, very powerful, especially on his feet, and the guy is a master of cardio. The majority of his fights were ended via decision. He knows to submit people. He is the former jungle fight lightweight champion, but he also knows to turn the lights out, to submit them. Real well-rounded martial artist, mixed martial artist with fabulous punches, fabulous kicks, predominant stand-up fighter. He's predominantly stand-up fighter, but his kicks are good, his punches are good. Also, his ground game is good. Now, looking back at his records, he turned the lights out on Deison Heleno, also on Chad Laprise and Ivan Dunham, but the majority of his fights were ended via decision. He is not super powerful knockout artist, but it's very hard to finish him. Actually, Kevin Lee and Piotr Haliman finished him via submissions, and also Yuri Alcantara, but nobody has ever turned the lights out on this powerful Brazilian. His cardio is his special skill. On the other side, we got Jai Herbert, the former Cage Warriors champion. Very powerful striker. When every single time when I watched Jai Herbert, he was finishing his opponents via powerful punches, powerful knees. He is superb striker, just like a good friend of mine, Matthias Frederick, who's riding on a score of 10-1, and the former Cage Warriors champion stopped Kane Carrizosa, Jack Grant, Steve O'Keefe, Joe McColgan, and Rick Silveradia. The only guy who stopped him is Rhys McKee, the Northern Irish prospect, and to be honest, this former Cage Warriors champion is in the greatest shape of his career. And what am I saying is gonna happen here? It's gonna be a hard fight, because it's very hard to turn the lights out on any of these fighters. They are so powerful. It's gonna be a violent stand-up war, violent stand-up affair. The question is how will Jai Herbert fight if it comes to decision. He only has one decision win, but I don't know much about his gas tank, because every time I watched him he was finishing fights in round 1 or round 2, which is okay. I know Trinaldo's cardio is great, but I think Jai Herbert is better in the stand-up. When it comes to ground game, it's kinda questionable. Never seen Jai Herbert much on the ground. I would give advantage on the ground to Francisco Trinaldo, maybe slight advantage, but I believe Jai Herbert can defeat him. Anyway, from what I've seen, I believe Jai Herbert can defeat him. I don't know whether he'll be able to turn the lights out, but I hope he's going to win this fight, and I'm pretty much sure it's gonna be a wonderful, violent affair. It's kinda 50-50 fight anyway, but I would give very slight advantage to Jai Herbert.